Thank you to the Committee on State Affairs for holding this hearing today and bringing this critical issue forward. My name is Tasha Schwikert. I'm a former USA Gymnastics national team member and a 2000 Olympic bronze medal recipient. I came to Texas today because I believe and support survivors of sex abuse, and Texas lawmakers need to do the same. They cannot allow institutions like USA Gymnastics to escape responsibility. Unfortunately, I am also one of the many survivors of Larry Nassar's sexual abuse. I was abused a number of times by Larry in the state of Texas at Caroli Ranch in Walker County. I decided to come forward with my story last fall after witnessing the bravery of my fellow gymnasts and survivors, including my sister and Alyssa, who are here today with me. We all know that Larry is a child predator, and he has finally had to face the repercussions of his crimes. But how was Larry able to abuse so many children for so long? That blame lies at the feet of USA Gymnastics. They were the enablers. USA Gymnastics created a toxic culture in which athletes were strictly prohibited from communicating their feelings and emotions. I was not allowed to tell anyone how I felt, if I was injured, anything that was happening. To give you guys some context, when I was 12 years old, I began attending the national team training camps. My goal was to be one of the best gymnasts in the country and become an Olympian. My parents supported my dreams and permitted me to attend these prestigious camps, believing that the adults and the organization were there to protect me and had my best interests at heart. Then the grooming process started. You had injuries, you were sent to Larry. The training room door closed. Larry was a shoulder to cry on. We were restricted food, so Larry would provide us and sneak us food. We were in pain, so Larry would cover up our injuries and help us cover up our injuries by giving us painkillers and injections. And he would provide vaginal manipulations where he told us and convinced us that there were trigger points in our vaginal area that would help heal our injuries. So by the time I was 15, Larry began vaginal manipulations on me and convinced me that it was going to heal my injuries. For hundreds of other girls, over decades, hundreds of other girls were also abused by Larry under the same guise of medical treatment. When Michigan State was alerted of the abuse by victims, they decided to not believe the victims and instead to protect Larry. They decided to fraudulently conceal all the evidence and allegations against Larry. For years, USA Gymnastics was aware it had an abuse problem. When USA Gymnastics was alerted of the abuse, they decided not to report it to law enforcement and instead sat on the allegations for 5 weeks in which more girls were abused by Larry. They declined to report the abuse because we were winning. We were winning world medals and Olympic medals. And winning sponsorship and medals were more important to them than to protect us. Now, some Texas lawmakers have tried to exempt institutions like USA Gymnastics from accountability, despite their clear failings to protect children under their supervision. They want to let them off scot-free with no liability and no justice. Let's not have history repeat itself again. Let's require organizations to report the abuse the moment they should be aware of the abuse, and to extensively vet people they've hired to protect children. An organization should reasonably know when a grown man enters a little girl's dorm room. Today I'm here in Austin to support passing the committee substitute to HB 3809. I hope Texas lawmakers listen when I say we cannot let enabler institutions off the hook. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for being here.